Hi, I'm Mary Mock. I am here with Sports Talk with Coach Donnie Tyndall, men's head basketball coach.
Hello,
And
Mary. How are
I
you?
am wonderful. We are so excited. We are, I guess, gearing up for some basketball season, getting ready in a few weeks to play some games.
That's right. It'll be here before we know it. I tell everybody a story. When I was 24 years old, I was working for a junior college coach who ended up being a Hall of Famer, Dennis Pilcher. And I remember sitting in his office at 24 years old and him saying, Coach, one thing about this business is every year it'll go quicker and quicker. And I kind of rolled my eyes and thought to myself, whatever. But I'm telling you, the years go by quick, and this summer flew by. With all that being said, I'm excited and we're ready to go.
Now, see, I thought that was just me getting older. I didn't know it was, yeah, okay. But yeah,
No
it
doubt.
does. It's springing up on us, and we're ready to play some ball. Tell us a little bit about how's recruiting going, what kind of players we got this year.
Well, I feel like we had a really good recruiting class. We did something a little bit different this year than we've done in the past, and that we went the Division I transfer market. We took 4 Division I transfers. We took Greedy Williams from Northwestern State. We took Zacho Littleton from Appalachian State, Sammy Pesci from Southeast Louisiana, and then Jeremy Gregory from East Tennessee State. And so all of those guys with the Division I experience certainly lends itself to being, you would hope, advantageous toward your team come game night. And all 4 of those guys have been good. In particular, I feel like Sammy, Greedy, and Zacho have tried to show good leadership and kind of rally these younger guys around them. And then we added a couple freshmen that I really like. We added a big kid, Miles. I'm not even going to try to pronounce his last name this early in the season, but Miles is a 6'10", powerful athlete around the goal that I think will really help us. And then Tony, a guard from Georgia, who I think is a guy that kind of like Cliff Davis that we had a year ago. Tony's a kid that can score it off the dribble, can really shoot it. So we've got a nice mix of transfers and freshmen that I think can impact our program.
Now, we had Media Day the other day, and I think I saw one face I recognized. How many we got coming back from last year?
We only have 3, and only
okay.
one player that actually played in a game. Gerald Colonel is the one guy that played in a game. Now we have Grace Aluma, who redshirted, and Dante Walker, who played the 2 years previous on our 2 Final Four teams, but Dante was out with a knee injury, so he redshirted. So only one returning player from a year ago. So you can imagine some
Whole new team,
sleepless
yeah.
nights right now, but we'll be fine. We'll be fine.
Well, and you do such a great job of making them a team. So I think that'll all come together, and we'll be able to see that when they play.
Well, I hope so. And the one thing that, we try to do here at Chipola is you can be selective in your recruiting. You don't have to take questionable characters to get great players. We can get great players that are good people. And I think we have good people in our program. And you're right. They play the right way. They play together. They get along. They do the right things in the campus community. So we're excited about our group. We really are, Mary.
Very good. And then, so getting ready to play, do you have any jamborees or anything coming up? Tell us what's going on.
Yeah, we do. Starting October 1, we'll play in 3 different jamborees. They give you what's called 4 play dates for scrimmages. You could have a scrimmage against just one opponent, or you could go to these jamborees where a lot of the Division I schools are able to come out and recruit. And so we go to the jamborees for a couple reasons. You can play more than one game, get a lot of different guys, different reps at different positions, and then, of course, the exposure for our Division I guys. We've had 18 kids in my 3 years, Mary, sign at Division I schools across the country. So these jamborees are part of getting these guys exposure and the notoriety they deserve. We're going to start October 1. We go to South Georgia and play in a jamboree there. Great competition, should be really good. We'll play 5 or 6 games in one day. And then on the 8th, we'll go over to Tallahassee. They have a jamboree every year. We'll play 4 or 5 games there. And then on the 14th and 15th, we go down to the Lakeland area at Southeastern University and play in a jamboree there for 2 days. So we'll get another 6 or 7 games in. So a lot of opportunity for, number one, these kids, like we just mentioned, to get exposure, but also to kind of sort out, because there's nothing like game jitters.
Yes.
Get those jitters out of the system and see who's good when the lights are on, if you will.
And that pressure comes in, right?
Yeah, that's right.
So, and I want to say too, also, last year was my first year back at Chipola. My husband and I joined the Appreciation Club. I just want to encourage everybody to do that. There's lots of benefits to it. Gonna come out and watch our guys play, though.
Well, yeah, and number one, thank you for joining. Tell your husband I said the same. But you're exactly right. The Appreciation Club, there's so many things to it that people may not even understand, that you get your free tickets to the game. If you go up the ranks and have, the corporate membership, you get advertising for your business or whatever it happens to be. On game nights, they always have a good meal in the Appreciation Club room, so you can get a meal and kind of come as a family. And I think the biggest thing that people come to understand that join our club is how together the Chipola athletic family is. And that starts number one at the top in our whole administration with Dr. Clemens, trickling down to people like yourselves. But then when you look at our athletic department led by Jeff Johnson, our softball coach Kelly does a great job. We've got a new basketball coach in John Markham that's going to do outstanding. We all get along, and we're all a tight-knit group. And I think when people join that club and get around our teams and around our coaching staff and around our players, they understand that here at Chipola, it really is a family-type atmosphere, which is cool.
Yeah, it really is, and I think it's kind of neat. We also feel like we learn the players just from seeing them play, but you get to interact with them a little bit on the sidelines and just get to see who they are as people, and it is pretty neat to see them.
It is, and I think, again, when you bring in quality people and good students, you want your community to meet these guys and feel a little ownership in your program, because they do know a Gerald Colonel or they do know a Dante Walker. And you're right, our guys are personable, fun-loving guys. Some of them a little bit shy at first, but they open up, so it's good for our players to learn to meet and greet people and shake some hands, and it's also great for our community to get to know some special young men.
Okay, so just want to encourage everybody to go into the Chipola Athletics website, chipolaathletics.com. Look at the website to find out about the Appreciation Club. Check out our players. There's a roster there. Just all kinds of things that you can learn. Get the game schedule. All of it's right there, right in front of you.
Absolutely. And a couple big dates coming up that I'll just throw out there. It's a little later in the fall, but October 24th, we'll have our annual, what we call Fan Jam Night, where the men and women's team will have a dunk contest, a three-point contest. Each team will scrimmage a little bit, sign some autographs, and take some pictures after. Our community really, really enjoys that. And then our opening night for the men is November 1st. So we hope to pack the Milt on that particular night. Not that we don't want to pack it every night, but certainly on opening night, November 1st.
All right, so about 6 weeks.
Yeah,
we're ready to go. It's here. Okay.
It's here, Mary.
All right. Well, thank you so much for joining us. We just, again, invite everybody to come out and join us and keep in touch. Let us know what we can do. And Mary Mock with Donnie Tyndall, Sports Talk.